Good morning, everyone. Hope you had a wonderful uh, 2 days, and this is the third day. And hope you had a lot of learnings. And so many speakers came and they spoke about such important things that you need to build your business. And I was listening to some of them, and I got goosebumps. And I remember the first year or the second year of my business while I was struggling to actually build the business. So for a lot of you who don't know me, my name is Kavita, and I started this business. I started my QNet journey in 2009. So, woohoo! I'm 16 and a half years old in the business already. And what a ride this has been. A roller coaster ride, but it was so much fun. So, when I started the business, fortunately or unfortunately, I didn't have, any uplines on ground supporting me, teaching me, telling me how to do things. And I went out and tried to figure out everything on my own. My uplines actually came in picture much later when they realized that there is somebody who's hitting business is when they tried and approached, and I got to know, oh, so there are people who are there to support me also. So when I started, of course, uh, there was no information as to how to do the business. And today in 2026, guys, you are getting everything sitting at home on the Zoom call, on your computer, on your phone, and you're learning how to do the business and what are the ingredients that are required for you to build this business big. So the times have changed, um, thankfully. And so when I started in 2009, uh, I went out and the only thing I knew is to get more people in the business. I did not know how to. I did not know what to talk to them. I did not know what will motivate them. And I just, went out, all guns blazing, started talking to anybody and everybody in in wrong way, of course, because I did not get any signups in my initial days in the business. So I used to go to people and say, come, there is a great business opportunity. I will teach you, I will show you everything, and then you do it with me and we will do it together. And people, of course, nobody came on table. Of course, nobody came, even to understand, because they thought that she's gone crazy. And I had my own share of difficult times. But after some time, of course, I started reading a lot of books, started watching the videos, watched Chief's eight basic building block, and that eight basic building block by Chief became my Bible. I learned how to talk to people. I learned how to write my list, my dream list. What really commitment means, that there's supposed to be a duplication. I understood everything about this business through that eight basic building block. And I got a renewed energy, started going out and talking to people, and I started getting some signups. And while I started getting some signups, I thought, the way I came in this business and figured out my own way of doing this business, these people will also figure out their way of doing the business. So I kept signing up people, and then new people, and then new people. And a year later, when I look back, I actually had not built any organization, because I realized that I thought, the way I figured out, they will figure out. But I did not realize that I have to go down, help them understand, because for me, Chief's video was there to make me understand. For them, there was nothing which was making them understand how to build this organization. So I signed them up and I expected them to sign up other people. And definitely it wasn't working. And I realized much later in this business, when I started supporting them, they started growing. And I realized, okay, so it's not only me who need to work, I need to help people work and earn their commissions, you know. And while I started helping them, the organization, of course, started growing. And I realized that, there is not much difference, when you raise your family and when you raise people in the business. It's actually just the same. So when you raise a family, when there is a newborn, when there's a child in the family, Your entire life revolves around that child. You want that child to be well fed. You're all the time worried if the child is hungry, uncomfortable. Your life revolves around that child. When the child grows up a little, you basically hold the child's hand and help him or her walk till they are able to walk on their own. You when they grow up a little more, you are worried about their education. You want them to get good grades. You help them in their studies. You put them into a good school. And you raise children like that because you want that child to be the best human being. So you put all those, you teach them everything. Similarly, in our business, when a new sign up comes in, a new downline comes in, that new downline is like a child. He doesn't know anything, or she doesn't know anything. She doesn't know how this business needs to be done. Are you holding their hand? The way you are worried about your child is well fed. Are you worried whether this downline of mine is earning a check or no? Because we all put in our hard earned money to buy a product and for the opportunity that this business offers. And while we got this opportunity, it is also our responsibility. As a parent, we are responsible to feed our children the same way as an upline. We are responsible to teach our downlines or to help our downlines earn their money. And I'm not talking about big money here. I'm not talking about help them max out or whatever. I believe that you cannot help anyone max out. It's their own decision that will take them to the max out. But what you need to help them to do is earn their $250, is to earn their $500, because these are the people who don't know how to do it. And you're someone who has done it for yourself. You can basically help them. You can hold their hand and you can take them to the finish line. That $250 may not be very big for you, but that $250, the magic that $250 bring in your downline, it creates the belief. The magic happens from the belief that gets created when you help that person earn that money, you know and understand your downlines are your responsibility. The way your children are your responsibility, the same way your downlines are your responsibility. And today, the first session, Iman was talking about the love. And a lot of people come to me and they say, I don't feel the same love for my downlines the way I feel for my child. Understand one thing, your children today, whatever work that you are doing, your children today are the beneficiary, but your downlines are the enablers. When they enable is when your children will be able to live a life of choices that they deserve to live. You're doing this for them. And when these enablers are actually going to give a life of choices to your child, then why would you not feel the same love or same amount of passion or the same amount of conviction for their success? It is as simple as that. You know, if you go alone and you try to earn your money, you are signing up people left, right, and center, and then you're going out doing presentation, showing plans to people, you're signing them up. You will make money, but you will make some money. When you help a lot of people in your organization earn money is when you actually earn a lot of money, you know and so when I started, as I told you, there was nobody to teach me, train me, help me, support me. But is when I realized that this is what I need to do, and I need to actually build a family here. So one is you're not building your biological family. So while you're building your biological family, you're also building your business family. This business family is going to give you a better life to your biological family. And if you look at it this way, this $250 to $500 to to $2,000, and it's so much fun to actually build an organization with people. What will you do reaching up there? First of all, you will not even reach up there all alone. You're going to need your people to reach up there, you know. So imagine if you have five people on your left, five people on your right, and you're only working for their success. And your success doesn't mean your check. Your success means their checks. When they make their checks, you make your check on your own. And you will never have to look at your bank account. You will never have to look at your BV counter or your UV counter for your checks when you help your people to grow. So, this whole belief that I am going to make it. And
there's a little bit of, I think, internet connection from VP Kavita side. There's some glitch over there. But as what she was saying, our life sometimes evolve around the people that we love so much that we tend to forget what we're supposed to do, what our goal is supposed to be. And that can cause us to derail from the direction or from the goals that we want to achieve because we have forgot what we want and our attention goes back to that person that we are paying attention so much on. So 2026 is the year that we want to make it about our achievement, our goals, our life. And in the process of doing that, it sounds selfish, but don't forget that we are in the business of whatever we do to enrich ourselves. There is no other way to do it but to touch another soul, to touch another life. Because this is the nature of the business that we are doing. There's no way that we can become so rich, so successful without having an impact on the other person. So we are all gifted with this beautiful business which was designed amazingly by our founders, Mr. Japaras Bismarck and Dato Sri Vijay Iswaran. And today this business is in our palm, in our hand. The choice that we have is only to grab it and run with it and build it. Now, no doubt, as we continue to build, we will face challenges. We will face storm. We will face rejection. Some of us will go to the dark corner and cry. Some of us will break. But this is part and parcel of the growth that we have to walk through so that we can become so strong, so powerful inside of us. Why? So that we can also understand the next level of people who come into the business under us, so that we can continue to guide them with the experience that we have. I just received a signal that we partner Kavita is back online. Let's bring back we partner Kavita to continue her session.
okay, I'm so sorry, guys. Some technical issue. I am back. Okay, so so we were talking about raising people, helping them earn their 250, helping them earn their $500, and that's the most important thing, actually. And sometimes when people say, I don't know how to help them, I don't know what needs to be done, it is very, very simple. When you have a child at home, the child doesn't learn what you tell him or her. They learn the maximum by noticing what you're doing. So if you want your people to be committed, then you got to be committed. If you want your people to earn money, then you need to earn money. If you want your people to reach a certain level, you need to show them the possibility that they can reach there. If you want people to be committed and to be a part of the association, the POA that we talk about, then you show up, and you show up every day. When you show up every day, when the new guy comes in and he sees you in the association every day, is when he thinks this is the way to build the business. But if he comes to the association, he doesn't see you there. He thinks this is the way of building the business, and he will also not show up. So you show up every day. You be a part of the association every day. When your downline comes and sees you in the association, sees you working and not sitting there talking to five people and saying, you do this, you do this, you do that. If he sees you doing that, he is going to duplicate the same thing. It is monkey see, monkey do. It is never monkey say, monkey do. So it is what you show them. It's how you are. VP Kalai spoke about becoming. If you are becoming a great upline, is when you will have a great downline. My upline always used to tell me one thing. He used to say, you show me the leader, I'll show you the team, or you show me the team, I'll show you the leader. So basically, your organization, your people are your reflection. So if you really are interested in helping them earn that $250 or that $500, you make sure you're already there. And when you help them, you will reach there on your own, on its own. You don't have to make too much effort, right? If you want your people to do presentations on daily basis, are they seeing you doing the presentation on daily basis? That's the best way to raise your people. That's the best way to build an organization. Even if you have two people today in your organization, even if you have one person in your organization, or you have hundreds of people in your organization, it is the same way that needs to be built. You show up, you do what you expect other people to do. And I always tell my people, whatever you don't want your people to do, you don't do it. And whatever you want your people to do, make sure you do it so much that your actions are screaming on its own. You don't have to scream, you don't have to teach people. If you want your downlines to do presentation every day, make sure when they come in the association, they see you doing the presentation every day. They see you talking to people, prospecting new people, bringing more people in the organization on daily basis. They should see your effort. They should see how this business has to be built. The best way for them to learn. When you have children at home, you will realize after some time they start combing their hair the way you comb your hair. They use the same language that you use. So similarly in our business, these are the babies just born. They don't know what to do. They see you. And when you do your maximum, when you put your maximum effort, and when they see you doing it, they will do it automatically. You don't have to teach. So you practice, 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 so that you never have to preach. And a lot of you who are old in the business, and they feel, I am building and then I'm rebuilding, and a lot of people spoke about collapse of the organization. Swarna spoke about it, and I think Chief spoke about it. There is nothing, in my dictionary, there's nothing called collapse. Nothing collapses. If you are constantly building, you will never have to rebuild. The problem is when you stop building, is when you have to rebuild. So there is nothing called as rebuilding. You are only constantly building. Will there be a collapse? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Will there be a downfall? Maybe. Will there be challenges? Of course, there will be challenges. Will there be issues? Of course, there will be issues. But if you are constantly building, it will give you so much courage. And then the problem will go on its own, and you don't have to do anything about it, because you're constantly building and you're not dependent of what is already built, and you keep building constantly. And because this is what you want to put in your downlines also, because this is a culture that you want to put in your downline. You want to show them the culture of building and building and building, organizations after organization, verticals after verticals, people after people. And that's how you want your organization to be. So whatever you want to see your people doing, and if you really want to raise them right, you do the right thing first. And when they see you constantly building and not resting and not stopping and not getting into comfort zone, high chances they will never get into comfort zone. Right? And even while you're building big, if some people get into comfort zone, It won't matter to you, because there will be hundreds and thousands of more who are as committed and motivated and excited and passionate as you. Because if not 100%, even if 20% duplicate you, you're sorted. But understand, when I'm saying duplicate, you need to decide what they are duplicating. You need to decide what you want to show them. What are they duplicating? Do you really, are you that person that when people duplicate, they grow? So when uh, VP Kalai was talking about becoming, are you becoming that person, or are you already that person that when people duplicate, they grow? So while you want your people to duplicate, have the maximum commitment this year. 2026 has already started. 2026 comes with big promises, and every year comes with big promises. And I'm sure you sat with your people, you sat alone, you did your vision board, you wrote down your dreams, you have goals for this year, you have you have decisions that you have taken for this year. Everything is fine, everything will happen. If you keep doing everything to the maximum. Now this year, do not negotiate. This year, even if you have the biggest organization in QNet, sit and build and build and keep building and do everything maximum. You show up in the association, do your maximum. You show maximum presentations, you do maximum closings, you get maximum BVs on counter, you earn the maximum money. This is a year of maximum. Okay, and reach your max out. Make this 2026 a max out year for all of you. You know what is the max out? And do you know that it is, for you to be to become max out, it is not possible for you to do it alone. And I will, of course, you will sit with your upline, you will plan, you will know how it needs to be done. But I will tell you a simple formula. While you are working on earning your $250 or helping your people earn their $250 or $500, and you consistently, constantly throughout the year, if you keep doing, you know what you need to do? And if you plan to max out by December 2026, this year, if you want to call it a max out year, the only thing you need to do, and it is very simple and easy. You have three people on the left, three people on the right. Okay, you start working with them, help them earn $250, then $500, then $1,000, then $1,500, then $2,000. Take them to $5,000 each by this year end. Three people on the left, three people on the right, each earning $5,000. Voila, you max out. And it is as easy and simple as that. So do not waste this whole year. I already wasted my 10 minutes by being not connected. So I'm sorry for that. So do not waste this year. Okay, give your maximum, do your maximum, and make 2026 your max out year. Three people on the left, three people on the right, each earning $5,000. And when they see you helping them earn that $5,000, they will help a lot of their downlines earn $2,000 and $500 and $250. And that's how the organization works. That's how the organization grows. Okay, so make 2026 your max out year and give your maximum, guys, and raise your people well. Do what you expect them to do. And I will see you very, very soon in next week on. And hopefully, I see you as a max out king or a max out queen. All the very best. Thank you so much.